What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, another NFL season in the books.
The dynasty is over.
The dynasty has been extinguished for now. What I will say.
For now.
Yeah, man. What happened to the Chiefs?
They suck, dude. That
was the worst game I've ever seen.
When you're watching this, when you're watching it, one, you're like, how did this team make it here? And two, you kind of, once it started happening, you're like, this was just eventually going to happen.
Yeah, and I can't believe it took this long for them to lose like that.
We've seen them play plenty of bad football this year and just pull games out of their ass. So
all I thought about, and I think one of you texted it was just a copy paste of the Tampa Bay Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was like, this looks exactly like that game.
Yeah, because the D-line hammered him in that game too.
I mean, they were rushing 4 the whole time and just at home
and his box score, maybe the most misleading box score you've ever seen.
I was really mad in the fourth quarter because he had like 80 yards going in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, this is an all-time stinker. And then
he got like 100 yards.
He got like 160 yards.
He went from like 120 to like 220 in a matter of 5 minutes or some shit.
He also threw an 80-yard touchdown. With under 2 minutes left.
That dude. Well, also
they never do that,
dude. They threw that, and it's like.
They never do that. They never do that.
I'm like, hey, remember Pat Mahomes when you used to do this all the fucking time? Like, did you guys just forget that you can throw the ball down the field?
Nolan's best friends on the coaching staff, so
you're just trying to turn Mahomes into like not like a check down magnet, but just like a 10 to 15 yard passer. Like, dude, this guy's known for throwing the ball down the fucking field.
When Matt Nagy's your OC, you're gonna have a terrible offense. That's just how it works.
I still can't believe that.
He's been there for 2 years, and Mahomes' worst 2 years have been the last 2 years.
He better get fired, dude.
He won't get fired.
I still feel like he does nothing. I feel like he has no pull in that locker room at all.
Zero. And I
bet he has no respect.
It's Andy Reid calling the plays, right?
I think I don't know who calls the plays, but I think it's mostly like their combined game plan. I don't think it's just like Andy Reid's game plan.
Yeah, you're probably right. He probably contributes 25%. I would say 25%.
Yeah. Regardless, though, it's like you sit there and watch him, and it's like what you can watch like the Bills and you see a strategy, or you can watch the Eagles. Obviously, there's a strategy like ground and pound. Like, what is the Chiefs' strategy on offense? Like, hope that a receiver that's wide open 15 yards down the field and throw it to them.
Well, I think a lot of the time it was like using Xavier Worthy's speed on the outside, having Travis Kelce get open when it's zone defense and he finds a soft spot. But there was just no time for any of that to develop.
I don't know if the NFL's gotten weaker because this team should have gotten exposed a long time ago. They have no run game. Their pass game is pretty mediocre. Their defense is what kept them in a lot of these games. Like, yeah, they can win a 3 or 4 point game, but in some of these games, it's like they just seem like not the same level as the team that they're playing, and yet just somehow pulled out a win. Like, that seemed like 80% of their season.
I feel like it's like it doesn't help their case against the whole ref thing, because look at how many one possession games that they had that went their way, and now in the one game where the refs stay out of it, they get hammered 40 to fucking 22. It's like, I don't know. It's like if they called this game the way that they've called some of these other games, they wouldn't be here right now, and we probably would have a way better matchup in the Super Bowl.
Could have had an all-time classic. Could have been Bills Eagles.
If it was Bills Eagles, I'm saying that's a crazy game.
Crazy.
Like, maybe the Eagles still win, but I'm like, dude, that would have been a way more exciting matchup.
Ever since their bye week, they've been the best team in the NFL. I'll give the Eagles all their flowers. They've played amazing this year.
I said it sometime back in when they were still in second, but they were like 8-3 or 9-3 in second or something like that. And I was like, we're talking about Super Bowl teams. I'm like, hey, I know I hate them, but I think people have kind of just forgotten about the Eagles.
And Sal deserves his flowers.
Everybody's like, they're playing really good, and I said, everybody's just thinking about how they blew that season last year and just assume that they're terrible.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it again.
I didn't necessarily pick them to go to the Super Bowl, but I've picked them, I think, every round of the playoffs, and I also have been a strong proponent of the Eagles the last 3 seasons. Hurts is way better than everyone wants to admit. I don't know what the hidden agenda or the agenda is against him. He's a top 6 quarterback in the league, 7.
I think this will do a lot to help his case.
I don't know what the animosity against him is. He's maybe not the best pure passer, but for what he lacks in passing, he more than makes up for it in rushing, in leadership, in intangibles. And you get to 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, it's automatic. Like, not you saw that screwed the Bills, that screws other teams.
I don't know, dude. I trust him passing if he was my quarterback.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying he's not the best pure passer in the league, but you don't need to be when you have all those other traits too.
I just think, like, I don't know if it's like animosity of not recognizing him. I think it's more of like he gets lost in the mix when you look at some of these other guys like Josh Allen, like Lamar Jackson, like Jaden Daniels. Like,
maybe
they're flashier.
He's a shorter
just a
guy
winner.
Who's a runner, but not the runner that Lamar is.
He's not
who's
flashy.
Not a passer as these big guys are, but like he's athletic and he's smart and he has a good arm.
Which I think is like, that's the good thing you want in a quarterback is you just want him to be smart. You want him to make the right play in the right situation. And I feel like he's done that, like you said, ever since the bye week. Before the bye week, they were looking a little shaky. I think people, when they played, Mexico.
The Falcons loss was scary.
The Falcons loss was bad. The Commanders loss was pretty bad. They could have won that one. I just think it was like, you just didn't see them put it all together. And then after the bye week was when Saquon was just a different level. Like, he was pretty good the whole season, but after that bye week, he really hit a second gear, and they kind of just built around that, and they finally found their identity with him. And I think that's what carried him through the whole thing. And dude, I don't know. Does Saquon get in the Hall of Fame just from this one season?
Oh yeah.
If not, he was already kind of fringe. I feel like most people were probably like,
I wouldn't say he had the stats for it. After this year, like, give him one more year of doing this, and he probably has close to 10,000 yards. Like, yeah, he does some for sure.
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy for him, but it makes me sick to see the people of Philadelphia excited about a championship, especially
they burned their city to the ground and they fucking won.
Yeah, it's despicable. They're horrible people. Every single one of them, awful.
They're just scumbags.
I fucking hate them all. Yeah.
It is funny that they
I mean, it's funny as shit to see them carrying around.
It's funny going into a game that you're like
in the street.
Yeah, that you're like, this city is getting burned to the ground no matter what happens in this game. It's so funny.
Yeah,
they're flipping cars.
How worse would it have been if they lost, dude? Because then
it would have been way worse. Angry. More fire. There would have been way more fire, I feel like.
I don't know. Has anything been worse than Vancouver?
I was just going to say that. You took the words right out.
That was probably the worst.
That's still the worst one. They're known for that, though. They did that shit like back in the 80s or 90s.
But they're kind of the Philly of Canada.
Yeah, no, dude, my dad said that like 2 weeks ago.
They are. They're the Philly of Canada. They're just scumbags. So like
that's funny.
I think like they took it overboard, but I mean, this game was like, I feel like watching the Eagles play, besides their defense, because obviously their defense was doing crazy stuff, but it looked like the easiest game ever for Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah.
It was like he didn't break a sweat.
I don't know what, like, they've played 3 games, I think, since Hurts has been the quarterback, because it's been the 2 Super Bowls and the 1 game at Kansas City, either last year or the year before. But they played 3 games against them, and I think Philly's put up at least 21 or 24 in all 3 of those games. Like, he never really struggles against that defense. It's more or less like he can't get over the top. I don't really know. Like, he wasn't like, you're right. He wasn't struggling at all. It's just maybe, like I said, not the best passes, but in this game, he was great. Like,
I said that after the game. I'm like, he never looked phased. He never made a mistake. He literally was just in command the entire game. And his big knock was like, hey, if he throws for over 150 yards, normally he loses, which is it was a weird stat. But I mean, it's just like this game,
like
it was
the Marcus
just
Smart stat with the Celtics, where when he shot threes better, they would lose.
Right. And it's like, Saquon really didn't have the impact that we might have thought for them to win. Like, if you would have told me that they were going to win 40-22, I would have been like, Saquon would have had a monster game, but he really didn't. It was more just Jalen Hurts.
No, he never got off for any big runs or anything like that. He was
Yeah.
getting stopped within like 4 yards every time.
It was more of just like the defense really stopping the Chiefs. And I've, like, other than that Bucs Super Bowl, this was worse. Like, they just looked like deer in headlights. It looked like they didn't even prepare for the game.
I'd definitely say that Saquon was still like he was productive for the Eagles for sure.
Yeah,
It's not
he ripped off.
it's not like he was
ripped off
getting
a
stuffed
few.
at the line every single time.
No,
He was gaining. He had small gains.
But he's
And
one of those.
he was in the
one of those
passing game
guys,
too.
though. He's one of those guys where if you hold him under 100, you've done your job.
Yeah.
You're never gonna hold him to like a complete stinker.
Well, I think he had 100 all-purpose between receiving and rushing.
Yeah, and it's like that's still amazing for most running backs, and like for him, it's like not even that. Like it's funny that's like he had 100 all-purpose
He had like
yards in the
18
Super
points
Bowl.
in fantasy still.
Right, and it's like, dude, it was more just like the defense just absolutely coming after Patrick Mahomes. It was insane.
I mean, that's one of the best defensive performances in a Super Bowl. That you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, before it was the
Sure.
Bucs, but now I think the Eagles take the cake here for this.
How good was that Brady shout? He can't win with Brady in the building. I
Can't
knew
win
that
with Brady
was
in
gonna
the
fuck
building, dude.
Dude, that is his fucking kryptonite, bro. That's literally his. He sees Tom Brady and he's like, "Oh, I can't do it."
He's the real GOAT.
What's the saying? A Chrysler 300 looks like a Phantom until a Phantom pulls up. Like that's
Right.
the Phantom's Tom Brady. Like
Yeah. Yep.
were you gonna say something, Antonio? Is he
Yeah, is
frozen?
Jaden Daniels
I thought he was frozen.
is
He's
Jaden
watching
Daniels
TV.
brothers with Jalen Daniels?
No. Who's
I don't
Jalen
know.
Daniels?
No.
He's another quarterback from Kansas.
Or no.
Yeah, Kansas, right?
Wait. What's Washington's quarterback's team?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, he hit the pen too many times. We've lost him.
No, there's a quarterback on Kansas.
No,
named Jalen
there's an
Daniels.
Oklahoma City player that I just saw take a shot. And his
Jalen
name
Williams.
No, it was Daniels. Oh, it was Jalen Daniels.
I don't know if that's true.
No, they're not brothers.
Okay, you cannot have your TV on and be off the pen if you're on the podcast. We've gone over this.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
It's the NBA. Believe me, I'm not going to be that interested.
He's on OKC.
Huh?
He's on
Yeah.
OKC. It's Jalen Williams, dumbass. It's not Jalen Daniels.
No, I definitely saw someone's last name was Daniels.
Who's Jaden Daniels playing?
I'm looking at the box score. There's not a single guy with Daniels in his name.
Wait, who is that?
Jaden Daniels?
No.
Rookie of the year?
Speaking of Rookie of the Year, I also had Cooper DeJean score, which that was
a crazy
What a
bet by
bet.
you.
That was amazing.
that's an amazing.
Was it because it was birthday? Is that why you placed that?
It was because it was birthday and there was like 7 guys. So it was like defensive player to score, and I was looking at all of them. And it was like Cooper DeJean 40-1. And then there were 7 guys in a row, 50-1, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51. And I'm like, why is Cooper DeJean 40-1 and all these other motherfuckers are 50-1? It was like, just make him 50-1 at that point. And then I'm like, I gotta throw $5 on him. I'm like, it's his birthday, and these odds are just like a little wacky for me. I'm like, fine, I'll throw 5 on it.
Yeah, everyone was
5 to
talking
1,
about Saquon. I didn't know it was his birthday too.
It was both their birthdays. I knew it was his birthday before the game. And then I'm watching my friend's house, and he's an Eagles fan. And I'm watching the game, but I like looked away for a second. And then he does the pick, and he's like, Cooper. And I looked up, and it's just him running back. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then he does to like the 3-yard line. And I thought he stepped out of bounds, and I was waiting for the replay. I was like, he's definitely just down at the 1 here. Like, this is just so Jay. He's down at the 1. And they show the replay, and he does like his foot like slightly inbounds and crosses the goal line. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude. I was hype after that.
Yeah.
5 for 200 was nice.
Everybody that I talked to it like at work with about sports. I told about that bet.
Really?
Because everybody was bringing up the Cooper DeJean touchdown. I was like, dude, my friend literally had that bet.
And then I sat there too, and I was like, should I throw another 5 on it before the game? I was like, I kind of want to throw another 5 on it, and then I'm like, nah, that's like, why am I betting a defensive player to score? And then I realized he punt returns too, so I really almost talked myself into another 5, and then I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. But a win is a win. We'll take that.
We'll take the win.
Oh yeah.
Harsh start on heads there though.
I had no action on the coin toss. Antonio wins it every year, so that's
I don't know where do you bet it?
Oh, you can bet it on DraftKings.
With your friends.
Yeah, with your friends. You can bet it on DraftKings.
Oh yeah, true, but
I think DraftKings offered it at even money this year. I think they offered plus 100.
Oh, I missed it. I didn't see it.
Because normally it's like minus 105 or minus 110, and then it's like, why are you betting less than 50% return or less than 100% return on a 50-50 bet? You know?
Yeah.
So they ended up doing.
Like you said, it's not 50-50.
I would have taken heads if JR and his father didn't insist on them both having heads. So I was like, whatever, tails. I'm not gonna not bet on the fucking coin toss.
That was a lock for you. As soon as they said that was a lock.
I also bet with Christian. I was like, hey, you want to bet the coin toss? And I was like, heads.
Heads.
I still gained.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're betting with JR, it's a 500 minimum. So.
I got 160 in squares too.
Wow. Bro, you win squares every Super Bowl. Do not say
I did not win last year. I haven't won in a couple of years. But it was in
3 years before that I won $10,000 on squares.
No, and the one I won in this year was the one where at work the dude who runs it does it every score change you win money. So I had 6-0 Eagles and that happened twice.
Wow.
Nice.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good like thing to have. I don't see many with that.
Yeah, no, because even like once I realized, I was like, oh, I can get points for just a touchdown. Because touchdown's 6, not 7. So even an extra point, yeah.
A touchdown is 6 and not 7. You were right.
Mm-hmm. Get fucked.
Good call. Good call. The only thing I won money on was
write that down.
The lineups that remember the lineups that we would do. So I did a lineup. And the kicker for this year's was whoever has the last touchdown score as their MVP, you get a split of $500. And I had Xavier Worthy.
Wow.
So I was like, all right. Won like, I don't know, $30. I was like, nice.
Nice. Hey.
I was like, I'll take it. I didn't win anything else.
X, bro.
X?
Yeah, Xavier.
Oh, I was like, what?
So where did the Chiefs go from here?
All right, they're
gonna get Tyreek.
Their salary cap is looking rough.
Here's what Mr. Lustrine is gonna say.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes will not win more than 1 Super Bowl for the rest of his career.
Wow.
He will win at maximum 1 more.
Wow, that's actually pretty insane.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to have sustained success. I think having Pete Carroll in the division now makes the division a lot harder. It's not just a cakewalk anymore. This team is trending down. If they were a stock, I would be net short everything all in on the Chiefs right now.
Nice.
I think they miss the playoffs next year. That's how insane I'm ready to go.
Wow. That's awesome.
I think Travis Kelce's out next year. I think either this offseason he's done or next.
Now I can't wait for football next year.
Apparently they're giving it.
You saying that? I was like, dude, imagine.
They're giving Travis Kelce till the 14th of March to tell them what he's gonna do, whether he's gonna retire or stay.
He'll retire. He's gonna retire.
You think so? I think he might too. He did not look like he was in it.
If he does one more year, he's gonna look like shit next year.
I think
they're gonna start the season off like 2-4, and then Pat's gonna get like hurt. And it'll be out for the season.
Okay.
So here's their salary cap situation. So they have 63% of their cap space on 5 players. So Patrick Mahomes has $66 million. Chris Jones 34, Jawan Taylor 27, Joe Tooney 27, Travis Kelce 19. So you get rid of Travis Kelce, obviously that frees up a lot.
That's still a lot to give to 4 players, though.
Yeah. I think Patrick Mahomes will probably take a pay cut.
I was gonna say you can restructure his contract, so that it's not the end of the world. My thing though is like, all right, you take, and I know this isn't next year, but you take Andy Reid off this team eventually, like this, and Spagnuolo eventually, like 2, 3, 4 years
Yeah.
down the road, like I don't think Patrick Mahomes is like levels above Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and I know he beats them head to head all the time. I'll give you that, but I don't think it's like one then two. I think it's like one then two on the quarterback rankings. And if these other teams can get impact players and some decent coaching, I know McDermott's not my favorite,
and
but
not have an injured defense every year.
and not made boneheaded plays when there's 2 minutes left against the Chiefs. But that you either are a winner or a loser, so I get that. But I just think this is it for the Chiefs, at least for a little bit. I'm short the Chiefs. They're gonna be bad next year. Every time a team loses the Super Bowl, especially if they get their ass kicked, they're usually bad the next year. So
Well,
I'm out on the
how
Chiefs.
did they do after the Bucs Super Bowl? That's when they lost to the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I think like judging by what I've seen, it's like they've just been like progressively getting worse and worse, like quality of team wise. Obviously, they were still fucking
I agree.
16-1 this year, but like they've just been getting progressively worse. Travis Kelce is not the man he used to be, and you saw it in that Super Bowl when they started losing. It was almost like it was his last game, and he knew it. And when they started to lose, he just checked out.
Did you see that? Did you see that play where he was standing there doing nothing?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes was like running around for his life trying to extend the play.
He ran right and then back to the middle, and Travis Kelce literally stood in the same spot. Didn't block anybody, didn't touch anybody, just stood there, did nothing.
And he had a couple drops that was like unlike him, like hit him in the hands and he dropped it. Like one of them was kind of low, but he's like still like those are normally plays that he makes. Even this year when he hasn't looked as good, I don't know. I think like it's probably the end for him. And I think you're right. If he comes back, I don't know how impactful he's going to be. I don't know how many, like he's going to have to take a pay cut. They don't want him to come back.
He's not going to age well. He's not a guy that's going to age well.
And he's already up there. I mean, he's already had a crazy career, definitely Hall of Fame. Like he's there. I mean, what else is there to go for? He just wants to be better than Gronk. It's like I kind of hate that debate because they're two different guys.
Newsflash, he'll never be Gronk.
Yeah, I mean
Gronk when he was healthy was the most impactful player I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't healthy very often. But he still has the Super Bowls and the yards to prove it.
Healthy.
I
mean, Kelce's gonna be like
Gronk beats any other tight end of all time.
Right, like Kelce.
He wasn't healthy.
Kelce's gonna be the most accomplished tight end, like when it comes to the stats. And what they're gonna have the same amount of Super Bowls? No, Gronk's got what, 4?
No, they both have 3.
They both have 3, yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, yeah. But I mean, obviously Kelce's gonna have all the racked up stats, dude. But just healthy Gronk is probably the most unstoppable force I've ever seen on a football.
And even sometimes,
and he's a true tight end. He blocks too.
He's a great block, dude. He could have been a fucking right tackle if he wanted to.
Well, not easily, but he could have been a right tackle. But him at the end of the line, chipping DNs and fucking lead blocking for power right or power left, like he
was
just
throwing some massive, bro. Everyone's biggest seen the human being I've ever seen.
Everyone's seen the clip of him driving the Colts cornerback like 10 yards.
Yeah.
I think
Travis Kelce's never done that. Yeah, Travis Kelce's never done that. But it's not.
He's a great player.
It's not like a dig at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce has never been that, but he's still an amazing tight end. It's just they're two different guys. And I think like if we're talking about the tight end position, Gronk has easily been the most dominant when he's been healthy. Even when he hasn't been totally healthy, he's been pretty dominant. I mean, you look at the Rams Super Bowl.
Touchdown in the Super Bowl.
The Rams Super Bowl, like he made the catch of that Super Bowl. And it's not an easy catch. And then that same year when he made those catches in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, he wasn't fully healthy.
And Gronk's 3, so his team's been a 4. He's played in 3. No, his team's been a 5. He's played in 4. And he's caught a touchdown in all of those games except against the Giants, I believe. In the second time they played.
Yeah,
like Aaron Hernandez.
The 2 he had in the Bucs in the Bucs Super Bowl. I mean,
he had 2 in the Bucs. Yeah, he had 2 in the Bucs Super Bowl. He had 1 in the Seattle Super Bowl.
Mhm.
He might have had 2 in the Eagles Super Bowl.
I don't remember.
Dude, he had 2
that game
touchdowns.
there were so many touchdowns in that game.
As much as I hate that they lost that game, that was a fucking entertaining.
That was an
Super Bowl.
insane Super Bowl.
that
and
was
I'm
a
pissed
great
that my
Super-
team lost in it, because if it was like any other team, it would have been the greatest Super Bowl ever. But
Was that the one where I was like, "Get the balloons out," or was that the Falcons?
no,
one?
that was the Falcons one.
Do you remember that, Antonio, or no?
No, yeah, this was the one where everybody was getting pissed at like Andrew and Kevin and all
Nick
them.
Kritz.
Yeah, Nick Kritz.
No,
Yeah.
that was the Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The balloons was the Falcons Super Bowl.
Dude.
Someone walks in with the balloons.
I was so pissed, and then I went to Taco Bell with JR after.
It was the nicest. It was the nicest bouquet of Patriots balloons, and it was like right around Sal's birthday. She brings them in, like so happy to give them to her. As soon as she brings them in, the Falcons score. He goes, "Get them out, get them out, get them out." So you have to put them out in the cold. They're deflated by the end of the game.
I'm such a dickhead, dude. It worked. Did it not work?
It worked. That was still the craziest. That was still the craziest game ever.
I really actually don't believe that happened. And even when it was like 17-0, I'm like, fuck, man, if they come back, I'm just gonna have to hear about 17-0 and is he better than Tom Brady now and blah blah
Dude,
blah.
when they scored the first touchdown at the end of the third quarter, I still was like, that doesn't mean anything. This game's over.
Mahomes, I was thinking when it was 17-0, if he came back, I was like, oh, is he better than Tom Brady? I was thinking about like the next conversations that we're gonna have.
I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
when
I live bet them when they were down 24-0.
I don't blame you for that.
I live bet them when they went down 17-0. I was like, this is free.
I'll say once he threw the second pick right before halftime with a minute left, I was out.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was as soon as I saw that they just had nothing on offense, like every single series. I'm like, okay, this is the series where they figure it out. Like every series that they're coming out, I'm like, this is where they figure it out. They're going to drive. They're going to get a touchdown. And they just never did.
I swear I did not know that Tooney was playing left tackle for them until that game. I knew Tooney was playing for them. I just didn't know he moved to left tackle. What is so exciting on the TV?
Matt Garza plays for the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Luke Garza?
He can't watch TV when we're doing the podcast. He just
Is
can't.
it not Luke Garza?
Sorry,
Luke Garza.
I saw the last name Garza.
Yeah, it's
and I was like, I didn't know Matt Garza plays for this team.
Who the fuck is Matt? Matt Garza's the pitcher, is he not? I hate you. That took me a minute. So, all right, I know we slightly went over the Eagles, but I want to give them their flowers. Howie Roseman built a hell of a team.
Yeah.
Hell of a team. This is a squad that if you keep them together for 2 or 3 more seasons, I don't see why they can't win another Super Bowl.
Does AJ Brown leave though?
Why?
I don't think he wants to.
No, he wants to. Because they don't throw him the ball enough, and it's like, brother, what is? You want to go play for the Patriots, and I
didn't you score a touchdown? He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl,
and then he posted on Instagram 2 days ago. He was like, after contemplating and thinking about it, like being a champion is great, but the thing I love most is dominating DBs and catching passes on their head and the heat of the battle and blah blah blah. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said.
Yeah,
it's like,
it was very strange that he posted that, and I was like, really?
Dumb thing to say, dude.
But it's like you just won this. It's like if this was like in like June, it's like, all right, man, like you're just missing football, or you want to like. But it's like 2 days after the Super Bowl, and you're sitting there being like, I'd rather get 7 catches for 100 yards. It's like, huh?
What is he? Is he jealous of Saquon? Having an insane year.
I don't know that he's jealous of anyone. I think he's just prototypical wide receiver like brain. Like he's like, oh, if I'm not getting every pass during the game, I'm not contributing or I'm not doing my part.
And it just happened to be like the worst timing ever, or the worst like situation that you could possibly be a diva wide receiver. Go fuck off and go to fucking Cancun. Go enjoy the win. Why are you posting about it? Why are you even posting that? It's like, dude, relax. Go relax. Go take some time off and then reflect on it. Like, why is it 2 days after the Super Bowl you got to do that shit? It's like, that doesn't help your case of you being a diva wide receiver. It's like, dude, sure, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw you the ball very often. It's like, you guys have a potent offense with a lot of talent. It's like, that's what happens. You knew this. It's like when you have Devontae Smith and Saquon, you knew you weren't going to get a majority of the targets. It's like,
Well, like again, what is the need to get 200 yards a game or 150 yards a day? Like if you're, I get you got there because you had this mindset, but at the
I
same
mean,
time,
dude, you're a 1,000-yard receiver. Like,
right? So it's like, what do you want to be, a 1,500-yard
He's
receiver?
a
Like that?
very good wide receiver and on pace to like be in the Hall of Fame. It's like just be okay with that. You're okay. If you go on and win another Super Bowl and you have a few more 1,000-yard seasons and you catch all these touchdowns, you're gonna be in the conversation. I don't know if that's what he's after. It's like, are you after like the Hall of Fame?
Think about their starting lineup though, and how many people that they've picked up. I know this is a little off track, but AJ Brown from a trade, Saquon Barkley from free agency. I just had someone else in my head. On their line, Mekhi Becton from the Jets they signed. Zach Bond they picked up off the street. Cooper DeJean they draft. Quinyon Mitchell they draft. Like, bro, like these are all hits. These are
Even
all
more than
freaking,
Cooper
like,
DeJean. I think Quinyon Mitchell has been
Quinyon
insane.
Mitchell's been great all year.
Yeah.
All year he's been amazing. Like
that was the formula because they were like sneaky. It's like no one really like thought about them, and rightfully so. They were in all these like high scoring games, and you're like, the defense isn't really good. We've talked about this.
and then their defense just turned up the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and they did it.
I mean,
they did the same thing like a few years ago. It's like
Yeah.
So yeah, he had 50 less receptions this year, but he had 1,400 yards last year, 1,079 this year, with the same amount of touchdowns as last year.
Yeah, and Saquon had one of the
And he won
best
the
seasons a
fucking
running back
Super
has
Bowl.
ever had. It's like
right.
obviously with that sort of
Yeah.
production, you're going to get a little bit less. It's like if Saquon is rushing for 200 yards a game, why would we stop giving him the ball? It's either you care about winning or you care about yourself. And if you're on a team that cares about winning, you shouldn't be there if you don't care about the team, because that's the way it comes off. And you can't sit there and say, well, it's only for myself. It doesn't apply to the team. It has nothing to do with how I feel about the team. It's like, yeah, it does, because this is your mindset. It makes you look like you don't care.
I mean, at that point, if I'm Howie, I would definitely consider trading him, but he's a crucial part of your offense. You take AJ Brown away, then everyone's just going to load the box, and it's going to be like 7 in the box, 8 in the box, and then can Smitty beat people one-on-one, which he can.
It's like, would you rather have this, or would you rather go back to Ryan Tannehill throwing you the ball?
Exactly.
Makes zero sense to me.
Is he retired now? Is he done?
Yes.
He's got to be. Like, got to be.
So if I said this to you guys, in the next 3 seasons, is it more likely that the Chiefs or the Eagles win the Super Bowl?
Eagles. That's very easy. No way you're contemplating this.
NFC's tough, dude.
No, it's not.
I can appreciate how much respect you give Patrick Mahomes.
It's not about giving
I
Patrick
don't know,
Mahomes
dude.
respect.
I'd say it's 50-50.
You're saying the NFC is tough? The AFC is tough.
Answer the question, Mr. Fiore. There's no 50-50s here.
We know the AFC is way tougher than the NFC.
You've heard the phrase, can't go 50-50 with no hoe, Antonio. Don't do it.
Okay, 55-45 Eagles.
I was confident you were going to say Chiefs there. Okay.
I really hope not, because
you can't bring your bias against the Eagles into this, though.
And that's 3 Super Bowls for the Eagles when the Giants have 4.
They very well could have.
And we're fucking pushing it.
Here we go again with the Giants. Brother.
We're fucking pushing it.
The Giants suck right now. The Eagles are good. They are going to win more Super Bowls.
Who'd you guys beat? You beat the Bills and who?
The Pats?
Well,
Bills,
Pats twice.
And the Broncos with Elway. They won that game like 56-7.
Wow.
That's the best defense of all time, bro.
Well, 85 Bears, but yeah.
No. What team had the best defensive player of all time on it? That
Lawrence
team
Taylor?
did not.
The 2014 Patriots had Malcolm Butler on it. So Did you hear him on WEI like before the Super Bowl, and they were like, "Yo, what happened with like you and Steve Belichick or whatever?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, there was some rumor that like you guys got into a altercation like before the Super Bowl." And he was just like, "Me and Steve," he's like, "That wouldn't have been much of a fight if that were if that was the case." And then
WEI just makes shit up, so I'm not surprised.
Well, he was like, I forgot what the guy said after that, but basically he was like, "So did it happen?" And Malcolm was just like, "I don't know, did it happen?" But he was like, I felt like he was like kind of insinuating that like they got into a little fight or whatever, but still weird. I know that's really off topic, but the fact that they benched him for that Super Bowl was just odd.
It was odd, yeah. A lot of people think that if he played, they would have won. I don't really think that, but like
I don't know that I think that either, but it's nice to say as a Patriots fan. It's like, oh, we
it's
would
just
have
Matt Patricia throwing a stinker out there, and Brady still almost won it for him.
Wow, yeah, Matt Patricia.
And now he's the D coordinator at Ohio State, which is yucky.
So yucky.
Ugh.
Yucky.
All right,
One of the worst head coaches
let's move on.
I've ever seen.
Sal, I want to hear this from you. I want to hear two things from you. Number one, who is going to be the quarterback for the New York Jets in 2025? And number two, who will Aaron Rodgers be quarterback for in 2025?
All right, I'll answer them in order. In 2025, the New York Jets quarterback will be, drumroll please. This is going to sound insane. Joe Milton.
Wow, okay.
Swear to God. They're going to go young. They're going to try to find some sort of alternative. So I think Joe Milton for like a second or like a couple later picks is not likely to happen, but I could see it for sure.
I could see it.
If it's not Joe Milton, it's a like a Justin Fields type. I'm not saying Justin Fields, but like a
Well, why wouldn't they get Justin Fields if they want something like that?
Sure. I'm not saying they couldn't, but like a Justin Fields, like a marginal backup quarterback for a year. I don't think they draft one this year.
Which is insane that the Steelers had a very respectable season with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, as much as Justin Fields didn't really play. And then the next year, they're just going to totally fully reset, wash their hands of both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Justin Fields
like shit.
Justin Fields technically is probably still their like chances of him still being on the team are higher than him leaving, but like,
well, it's a great segue to question too, because Aaron Rodgers will be the Steelers quarterback in 2025.
Well, that's what my thought was this morning, and then I saw something that like the Steelers were trying to trade for Trevor Lawrence or something, but
I saw that too, but
how much was there to that?
Maybe something, but me and you both know he's a Ram next year.
They reached out to the Jaguars.
Him in a Steelers uniform.
He's not a Steeler.
Yeah,
he is such a Ram. It's crazy.
Yeah, I could totally see Aaron Rodgers in the Steelers, dude.
Well, how do you feel?
Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers' best bet is probably the Steelers.
That's his only bet.
Or the Vikings.
Why?
Vikings wouldn't make sense.
Justin Jefferson?
No, but you have Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy. I know McCarthy's not going to be ready for the start of the year, but
it's the Vikings. I don't know why you would pay an elderly.
I don't know why you would pay an elderly Aaron Rodgers when you have Sam Darnold, who just won you so many games.
Or Sam Darnold goes back to the Jets, and I thought about saying that before, but that's icky.
That is icky. I could see it happening, but I don't think, number one, that he would want to. And like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a weird situation.
Does he go to the Giants?
Maybe.
The Giants want Matthew Stafford, apparently.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
That's so dumb. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The Giants are going to give away their first-round pick.
No, why would you do that? What is the need for that?
To be competitive next year. I mean, you got fucking Malik Neighbors on offense.
Hang the banner. The Giants were competitive in 2025.
I think having Malik Neighbors makes it more probable.
Go 9-8 or 10-7 or something. Get a playoff spot. The defense they have a good defense. I mean,
if the Giants trade the third pick for Matthew Stafford, I'll come on.
No.
I don't think the price would be the third pick, though.
If that happens, I don't think it is either.
And be like, can't afford to sit behind him for a year.
If that happens, I am going to come on the podcast and anytime you kick it to me, I'll laugh. I'll just laugh. I will the whole entire time, because that would be pathetic.
Yeah, they're not going to trade the third pick for him. They would never do that.
I saw something that said that they would.
They're not going to do that.
If they do, they're retarded.
It'll be like
that would be the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
The quarterback market the past few years has been insane. This year is definitely going to be a big shakeup. I mean,
Who's the most interesting team heading into free agency? That, like,
Probably the Patriots.
The
I was-
Steelers.
No, I think it's the Patriots that
I'm
like
kidding.
are like a fine team, but could really like level up in free agency. I
They
think it's
could
them.
really level up in free agency.
I think
So-
it's. Go ahead.
Denver,
Don't hate it. Actually,
like, if Tyreek Hill's leaving Miami, that's not a bad place
I mean,
to
how much
go.
Oh,
how
where
much
did I-
cap space do they have though?
I don't know.
Shit,
I don't think
where
it's a
did I-
lot.
I said he was gonna go. Oh, he should go to Buffalo.
Who should go to Buffalo?
That
Tyreek
would
Hill.
be insane.
They won't
dude.
trade. They won't trade him in division, but that's the perfect fit for him right now.
I don't know. I think
Maybe he's terrible now, I don't know.
Chargers are very interesting because they
I
have
don't
a
mind
lot.
him on the. I don't mind him on the Chargers. Either.
No, I'm
That's
saying
not a bad shout.
like interesting going into free agency because they have a lot of money to spend.
Who remembers what I said when John Harbaugh got hired?
That they would be good. I don't know.
I said they would be in the Super Bowl within 2 years. So next year.
So if they go out and spend most of their cap and get some high end guys, they could do it.
What about the Cardinals, dude? Cardinals with
What about the Cardinals, dude?
I just don't think I don't
Tyler
like their
Tyreek.
coach. I don't like their coach. I don't think their coach is very good.
I used to be all in on Tyler. I've taken a couple chips back on the table. I'm not.
he's
gonna
not a
lie.
hard worker.
He's just like how do I describe this? He's Jekyll and Hyde. Like sometimes you watch him and you're like, holy shit, this is the best quarterback I ever watched. And sometimes you watch him and it's like,
I don't know. Since he got hurt, it's been more stinkers than good. I feel like.
I'd say it's about 50-50.
Okay. Yeah.
But fair enough, yeah.
I think the Bears are going to be interesting. New coach
With Mr. Johnson, yeah.
with Mr. Johnson, with Caleb Williams. I think I don't really know one player that would really level them up. Maybe I don't know. It's got
5 offensive linemen is what they need.
They do need offensive linemen, but
maybe
I
a
don't
tight
know.
end. Maybe a nice little tight end.
Cole Kmet's not
big-
bad though.
No, I don't think Cole Kmet's bad, but maybe a nice little a Kelsey there would be amazing. Obviously, he would never go there, but
I don't know. I think Kelsey's at the end of his rope.
a Kelsey type
Old
there.
shit.
If they could get that tight end
Fine show.
from Penn State,
Oh yeah, he's good.
I think that would be really
Who,
good.
Jim
He'd be
Folk?
what's his name?
I don't know what his name is.
He's 88 on Penn State. Oh my god, dude. I have to look it up. Whenever you have one of those and you're like, fuck, I have to look it up or I'm not gonna be able to focus. Tyler Warren. Thank you. Fuck.
Yeah.
If they could get Tyler Warren, that'd be insane, but I don't think that's possible. I mean, what's his draft status? Where does he go in the draft?
First.
Broncos could move up to get him. The Broncos, him being on the Broncos would be kind of sick.
Do we trust Bo Nix to go on the road and win a playoff game? Because that seems a little outrageous.
I don't know yet.
He tried.
He certainly tried.
He tried.
Didn't.
I
I don't know. They
think
had
it's still too early.
they had a year where they exceeded expectations. So I don't think a lot of people saw them in the playoffs. So
I will say
don't know.
this. I was very
thought-
surprised by him. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I'm not gonna worry yet about the whole playoff thing.
I'm not saying I'm worried. I'm just saying is he
Maybe
capable
they improve on offense or something like that, and things change. Buffalo's really good.
Buffalo.
I think I was very surprised with how Denver played this year.
You didn't get that reference?
Buffalo. Me?
No, Antonio didn't.
No,
He doesn't play slots.
Like the slot machine goes Buffalo.
Bo Nix definitely exceeded
Duval.
expectations. I think yeah, I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Kevin sent me a meme one time, and it was this guy, and he's about to go to bed, and he's talking to his wife or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play some white noise if that's all right." And she's like, "Yeah, sure." He turns on his phone, and it's Buffalo. That was so good.
All right, who else? Debo, I guess, is leaving the 49ers.
he sucks.
Oh,
He's
he's a
horrible now.
piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't, dude. We bowled
Who
against
could
this guy
use
who
him,
was
though?
a Niners fan tonight, and he's like, T. Higgins, he's gonna get a lot of money. It'd be nice if the Niners would pick him up. And then he started going off about how much he can't stand Debo, dude.
Who
He's
could
like,
use
get him
him
the
though?
fuck off the
Who
team.
who could give him an environment to like revive it though?
I'm
The
genuinely not even
Patriots.
joking. I'm genuinely not even joking. He would not help the team. He would just be a nuisance to any team that he goes to.
Really, you think so?
I'm not joking because he would go there, demand targets, and need a lot of money. And then you throw it to him, and he has like 3 touches a game. He's not a good player for what his perceived value is. He is like way down here. He's
The
not
Chiefs
a
will
good.
sign him.
I feel like
Maybe
he would be kind of interesting on the Chiefs. I will say that.
I wouldn't disagree with that. But at the same time, if he went to like, I don't know, I was just saying Miami, but like they don't need him. Like if he went to like Baltimore, I don't think he's that good. Like
Him on Baltimore doesn't make sense to me. I feel like,
But I
don't
could
know.
see them making that signing, and I could totally see them making that signing, and it just not working out.
yeah, then he has like 60 catches for 700 yards next year, and you're like,
Yeah, they're
Like,
not
he'd
they're
be
not very
interesting
good
on the
at acquiring
Chargers.
receivers.
He'd be interesting on the Chargers. I feel
I
like.
know, but does John Harbaugh want him around? I was gonna say that, but then
I
I
don't
was like,
know.
I don't know. Does
no,
that sound dumb?
John Harbaugh does not want him around.
All right, T. Higgins. I don't know if T. Higgins going to the Patriots is like a done deal. I think people are making it out to be a done deal, but like they're not giving any other teams that he could go to. They're just giving
It's
the
not a-
Patriots.
I
It's
don't
not a
know.
done-
I
it's
wish
not a done
the
deal by
Bengals
any
would
means.
sign him.
If the Patriots gave him $30 million a year, would we be happy with that, Sal?
Yes.
I agree. I don't think that's that much, to be honest.
I'm not saying give him whatever he wants, but within reach, like if you got to make him the second or third highest paid receiver, fine, whatever. I don't give a
I can see him on Buffalo.
Really?
Why not?
I don't know if I could. I just don't know if I can picture that.
Can they spend that money?
I don't think so. I think they're far. I know they didn't cut Von Miller for like 20 million off their cap or something this offseason.
They probably
I
won't
mean-
keep Amari Cooper if I had to guess.
That I don't want to say that was a waste, but like that was just like not a weird trade, but just what happened there.
It was a
I just
strange trade because I don't think anyone expected it, and I don't think like anyone could picture him being on the Bills. And when he got to the Bills, it was like almost like you forgot about him. Like he would catch like one ball. He'd catch one ball in like the third quarter, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I forgot they have Amari Cooper." And like, I don't know. I just feel like he became very forgettable.
It was their response to like the Chiefs getting DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I think so.
Who dropped a huge pass when it was 24-0
He did.
or 17.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cooper Kupp
Well,
going to the
still-
Lions. That's the other rumor to reunite with Jared Goff.
Have you seen the Super Bowl 60 logo?
No.
Oh wow.
It's blue and gray, or like blue and silver. So either Lions or Bills are there next season.
Lions
Giants, dude.
Lions
not
and
the-
Raiders.
It's not the Giants. It's
Lions
not the
and
Giants.
Raiders.
Lions and Raiders. Wow.
I don't know who else is silver. The Patriots. I don't know if silver's kind of weird.
Lions Patriots is a disgusting Super Bowl. I would never want to see that on my
No.
screen. Get
No.
it off. Get it off.
Would
now,
the Lions
dude.
beat our fucking face in?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did stomped. We did crushed.
I mean, Cooper Kupp
That's
to me
funny.
is probably done, but I mean, if he goes to the Lions, I feel like that would be a cool.
I'm
place.
completely.
Dude, he might go to I could see him on the Chargers.
I'm completely out on the Chiefs, and I'm very far out on the Lions next season. Those are two teams I'm out on next season.
Lions are a wild card team next year.
I'm in on the Lions all the way.
Who's the team you're out on, Nolan? Just completely out on next season. Completely 100%. You're writing off right now.
I'll try to have a team in mind that
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
I'm
name
not
an
biased
NFL team.
towards. Like I could just easily say the Chiefs, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like that'd be biased.
I feel like you're captain of you're the captain of that ship every year too.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's like I'm wrong until the Super Bowl. Fuck you. A team that I'm completely out on. Ooh, it's a good question.
I don't know. I'm in honestly on pretty much
I
every
feel like
team
I have
next
very
year.
strong opinion. I have very strong opinions on like each team. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Chargers if they don't do anything.
Ooh, okay.
If they
Fuck them
sign
too.
some free, another team probably would be the 49ers, but I've been out on them.
Oh wow, really?
I'm sick of them. They
Yeah, I'm
wasted it.
sick of them.
They wasted it. I
They're
feel
gonna
like
suck.
Brock
Brock's gonna
Purdy
get a lot
from
of
here
money.
on out is going to be very stinky. That's my prediction.
Give me a buy low, Antonio, for next season.
What does that mean again?
Like a
A
team
team
that's
that's really bad that you think is going to be pretty good next year, or at least decently good.
They have to be really bad.
They have to have not made the playoffs. That's I'll give that cap, I guess.
Well, probably the Patriots. Um, I don't know, dude. The NFC kind of like.
Thanks.
NFC's
No,
very
I'm
very
saying
top heavy.
I think that's gonna kind of stay as is next year. Like maybe the Falcons can squeeze into the playoffs. But like
Really, what is there in the NFC other than
yeah,
fucking Eagles,
that's what I
Detroit,
mean.
and
Like
Green Bay,
Commanders are probably in. Like Eagles are
Washington?
definitely in again.
There's a lot of teams to me that
Green Bay's probably in again. We'll see what happens with the Vikings.
there's a
Like,
lot of teams
Vikings are
that
out.
The Bucks are probably still going to be favored to win that division next year.
that might be another team that I'm out on, if I'm completely honest. That I've
Yeah,
actually been
I
in
could see
on.
them
I've been
having a
in on the
down year
Bucks.
next year.
I was in on the Bucks. I feel like I'm
I think
out on them now.
I think we all just like them too.
Can we just take a second? They really threw the ball up 8 with 20 seconds left in the last game of their season and could have lost the game and like not made the playoffs. Just to get Mike Evans 1,000 yards. I just want that to be known again.
It's a
Because
ballsy move.
there's a world where it's a pick six and they lose the game.
There is
Just
a world
saying.
with Baker Mayfield for sure.
Shut the fuck up.
For sure.
Bro.
That would have been crazy. I don't know. What's like another team that I'm buying low on?
The Raiders?
No.
Didn't you like them?
Because here's the thing. No, I haven't liked the Raiders in a long time. I think probably since Derek Carr's been gone. I think it's like it depends a lot on what they do in the offseason. Like to me, like if the Saints go and get, a wide receiver, like if they get like a T. Higgins, then I'm like, okay, because Kellen Moore is going there. I like Kellen Moore. I really like him as an offensive coach. And like, yeah, why not? The NFC's weak. They could be up there. I mean, like, look at how they started this year. I mean, I know how it ended was bad, but I mean, if they could carry that, they could easily make the playoffs. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It's definitely hard. I would probably say the Patriots have the most potential.
Yeah, out of the teams that were really bad last
Yeah.
year, I think they probably have
I mean, yeah, going
best chance
going
to
from
like
4-13 to the playoffs, I
make a
would
big
say is
jump.
the ultimate buy low.
Like they have the highest chance to jump from 4 wins to like 9 or something like that.
Now a team I'm
The
completely in on.
Dolphins. The Dolphins. Who
No,
said
I
that?
don't know.
I'm
Who
out
said
on
that?
them. Out
It
on
wasn't
them.
me.
I don't know. The
An-
Bears are still the fucking Bears.
A team that I love though is the Washington Commanders.
Yeah,
They're gonna be good for a while.
A while.
Yeah,
a long time.
like 5 years. They're gonna be sniffing it for a while.
Oh,
You don't-
like
Alright,
dude, I could
want-
see that. I could see that division next year being like Eagles 15 games, fucking Commanders 14 games or something like that. Some
want
kind
you-
of combination.
I want you guys to rank in order: Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson in the next 5 seasons, most likely to least likely to win the Super Bowl.
Josh. I would say Josh
Yeah.
Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels.
Josh Allen, Daniels, Jackson.
I agree with Antonio.
Dude, I almost I I would Daniels is like 1B there. I'm not kidding.
I
He's
I
really
know
good.
he's playing a lot of second stringers on that Detroit defense. That was one of the best quarterback games I've ever seen. Was him against Detroit. He was slinging
He was
all over
cooking.
the park.
He was cooking.
Cooking, bro.
He's really fucking good, dude. He
and it's not like he didn't have 6 of those games this season too. Like
within probably next year, I could definitely see him being an MVP finalist, and he probably wins MVP at some point within the next 3 years.
Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes is obese.
Oh, dude,
Patrick Mahomes is
T.
fucking
Higgins to the
obese.
Commanders.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like that.
Wow, either him or
They got a
maybe
lot
they
of
try to
cap.
get their hands on Hill.
They got a lot of cap space.
They do. I think they have
What
like
about- I
third
mean-
most.
If I'm them, Tyreek Hill's not going anywhere near my team. Nowhere near.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the third most out of anyone cap space wise.
Well, I don't think Cup would be a bad pickup for that team.
Ooh.
No, I don't think it would. A nice veteran presence. I think
Yeah.
they probably need a tight end other than Zach Ertz. I would probably say
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz. What did I say?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, did I?
My not Zach Ertz.
Yeah, are you my grandpa?
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. It's late.
It was late.
Wait, do you want to talk about baseball for 40 minutes?
I think we save that
no.
for next time.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
And I'll let you guys go off next time.
The rivalry's back.
It is back. We'll save it though.
All right, gentlemen.
Come on, there's gotta be
Night.
one quick hot take, just anything.
For NFL?
No, anything.
Anything.
Like, literally anything. Antonio will take a shit before he goes to bed tonight.
No night shits tonight.
No.
Over under how many times Antonio hits the pen before bed?
2.5 over under.
I'll take the over.
What time is it? Oh, dude, the over? Are you kidding me? No, 11. I'll be out within the next half hour, so that probably gives me like
2.
I mean,
That's 2. One
when
right
I
after
hit-
you
hold on.
after you leave the Zoom, and then
Yo.
right before you go to bed.
Yeah, but when you hit, does it count? Like, because when I hit it, I always go 1, 2.
No, that's one hit.
That's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's 1.
Until you let go of the button and put it down. That's 1. It's like chess.
You say before I go to bed, like I know when I'm gonna fall asleep.
What do you just like pass out with the pen in your hand?
Are you a vampire? Do you just like stand up and sleep?
No,
Do you not turn the lights off, get under the covers, and then go to sleep?
hitting it after this is hitting
That's
it
1?
before bed.
Yeah.
It's once. No,
1.
he's saying like before you lay down, like when you're about to like.
Do you
get
hit
in
it
the
while you're
covers.
laying down?
Oh no, I'm about to lay down.
So
No, I
So
don't hit it
one.
while I'm laying down.
that's
So
1.
one more hit.
One more hit.
Yeah, one more hit.
Wow.
Yeah, no over.
Wow.
What's
That's
your
kinda-
what's
that's
your
pussy
hot
shit.
What's your hot take, Antonio?
Um,
Then you can hang up and hit your pen.
yeah.
3 times.
The fucking world's gonna end in 3 days, dude.
I knew you were gonna fucking say some shit like that. I knew it was gonna be the most retarded shit that you could fucking think of. Oh my
Gonna be
god!
Armageddon, bro.
Imagine Armageddon happens in 2 days, and I'm like,
Yeah,
haha, you were wrong.
2012 is gonna happen.
Me and Nolan were sleeping over for that, and thought like we were gonna die in the morning.
I think I stayed at Andrew Barnes's house the night before that, and in my head I was like, "Wow, that might be like the last time I see my friends." And then I had a bad dream the night of it.
I
Like-
never really thought it was gonna happen. I just kind of was.
I was
like,
terrified.
Nah,
Like,
I just kinda
It'd be
was like-
funny if it happened. That's what I was
so
thinking.
when I was like 9, I went to see Transformers 2 in the theaters, and there was a trailer
Oh
for
my
that
God, great movie.
Yeah, there's a trailer for 2012, and I was like, and I could see the world was ending, and I'm like, Dad, why is it called
You
2012?
could see
And
the
he was
world was
hon-
ending.
He was honest with me, and he was like,
It could.
the Mayan calendars say that the world's gonna end in 2012.
It was funny because it literally was
No.
just running out. It's like, dude, they probably
Yes,
were
and then
just
I heard
tired
it
of
on
making
TV, like-
years.
Then I heard it on TV like another time, like it was some like documentary on like crystal skulls or whatever, and it was like some blah 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 say the world's gonna end in 2012. So I heard it in like multiple different places, and I'm like, holy
Yeah, looking
fuck,
back,
dude.
the reasoning was really fucking dumb. They're like, well, the Mayan calendar runs out. It's like, okay, well, number one, when have we ever used the Mayan calendar? And number two, they had to have stopped eventually when they were making the calendar. It's like
They don't have unlimited stone.
like they're just making it constantly. They're like, we have to keep going, or people are gonna think the world's gonna end. It's not like they even thought about that. You think they thought about
Yeah.
that when they got to
Well, dude, the
2012? They're
weather
like,
that
dude, they're
day-
gonna freak out.
It was December 21st. The weather that day was fucking weird as shit too. It was like
Welcome to New England.
it was December. It was 60 in the morning and like windy as piss and kind of raining. Then by the time school was out, it was fucking snowing.
Yeah, that's New England.
How do you remember
That's
that?
never
That's
happened
13 years
before.
ago. What made you
Because
remember
I was
that?
freaked
Because
out,
he's
Sal.
autistic.
Are you
I-
on the spectrum a little bit or no?
Probably.
Oh, that
No one's
easiest lock.
like, what?
I mean, we're all technically on the spectrum.
Yeah,
So
he just has a few more sprinkles.
Yeah,
What are
Definitely
you
a
doing
few
tomorrow,
more than.
Antonio?
working.
What are you doing in the evening tomorrow, Antonio?
Nothing yet.
Still get fucking hammered tomorrow.
He likes that.
Okay.
All right,
Rally
gentlemen.
Rally up the boys.
Till
See
next
ya.
time.
Love you.